And welcome to Universal Dreams Radio with your host, Dr. Brenda L and Donny Winter. Follow your heart, for only you know which path is right for you. Universal Journey Show is about how spirituality intersects nearly with every other aspect of our lives, even when we don't realize it or even see it. Creativity and expression are our connections to spiritual energy. Many seek to understand, and our identity is forged through this process. Universal Journey seeks to help illuminate the different intersections between creativity, spirituality, and identity in order to empower and enlighten. Tonight, we're going to talk about Follow Your Heart. Our phone lines will be open for questions or to discuss anything. The telephone number is 347-850-8292. Welcome, Donny.
Hello, Brenda dear.
Hi.
How are you this evening?
Good. It's been a little while since I actually said that.
What, the how are you, or the I'm well, or the introduction?
The introduction.
Oh. That's too funny.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've been on here, at least a couple, weeks or so or more?
It's been a couple weeks. Well, we figured since it was the holidays that we would kind of free things up a little bit and, recharge a bit. In our moments of recharging, we have come up with some interesting ideas and interesting decisions that we wanted to let everyone know about. So, Brenda, would you like to dish the news?
Sure. As we always advocate, follow your heart. We have discussed back and forth with one another the differences and the changes and the opportunities that we need to do in order to go forward with a different platform. And we're going to definitely go into a different platform. We're going to go into YouTube. And YouTube is going to be kind of interesting because it's going to be a little bit different for me. I'm not used to being in front of a camera. I am definitely used to being behind the radio or behind the voice and people not seeing my facial expressions. So, but Donny is very very much in front, up front, in your face, with the YouTube. So we're going to try to go that particular type of platform and then kind of back away. We're actually going to back away from the radio here for a little bit, at least for a while. Although we have talked to Deb DeRoos, who has Mystical Awakenings Radio here, and we are going to cross-promote as in promoting Mystical Awakenings on our YouTube, and then hopefully back and forth. The other thing, too, is we're going to try to come back every once in a while and just let you know that, hey, we're here, and we're going to go forward, and we want to keep in contact with all of you.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Well, a lot of the reason why we chose to do this also is because we feel, in watching videos in the past on YouTube, we've come to realize that there is a certain level of personal connection when you can visually see another person's expressions and, the emotions in their face. And I think that's why we wanted to do this too, because I feel like it'll help us build a closer bridge between ourselves and our listeners, except in this instance they will be our watchers now instead of simply our listeners. But we don't want to say that radio is not a good mode of communication. It is a very good mode of communication. No, not at all.
Yeah.
We just are feeling that it would be easier for us and more effective for us if we took it to a different level and started doing videos instead, because we want to be able to give our watchers that option. But
absolutely. I'm excited about it too. The other thing too is with YouTube, which we didn't realize before, is you can actually have live sessions. So that doesn't mean that we can't do what we're doing here. It does mean that if you want to do something, that you'll need to have Google Plus. I think that's what it is. Right, Donny? Okay.
Yeah,
Google Plus in order to be able to contact us, and so you'll get a chance to be on YouTube. And I think that particular part is voice only. I don't think you, though I don't know, because this is going to be something different or something new for us, for the call. So that's kind of a neat thing, too. So we're not totally going to go off not being able to contact people or talk to people. And there's a chat room, too, that'll be, there's a chat room that will be able to be used with that as well. So YouTube is definitely excelling in many, many ways, and we want to be a part of that evolution revolution and following our heart.
Definitely. Well, that's one of the recurring themes that we've had throughout our entire show is making the changes you need to make, doing the different things you need to do in order to continue growing. And I feel like for us, changing our mode of how we present Universal Journeys is going to allow us to continue our growth. And it's going to allow us to reach more people as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it took Donny a whole year to convince me to do this.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's been to convince you to do your own YouTube videos, it never really occurred to me until like a month ago that we could do videos for our own show, but I think it's an excellent opportunity for us. So.
Well, and for me it's a little scary because now you're going to be able to see all my facial expressions, and when I'm like, what? Really?
Everyone's going to see your beautiful face.
Yeah, but you'll be able to see a different side of me too, which is kind of a neat thing. Right now you're tuning into all energy level and stuff like that, but and it's a beautiful connection. Now it's time to go to the next level to say, oh, yeah, we're going to put a face behind that voice, and that's exactly what this is about, is putting the face behind the voice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then you never know, on my own channel, my own YouTube channel, I'll be putting some videos out too. So as I become more comfortable behind the camera, or in front of the camera, not behind the camera, because I'm behind the camera right now, but in front of the camera, that's going to be a challenge. I mean, I can get up in front of people and talk to them, but being behind the camera or in front of the camera is going to be a little interesting. So it'll be fun.
It will. It will be, I feel like it'll be intimidating at first because, I mean, you remember how I felt when I first did radio. I was like, oh, my God, I'm not going to be able to articulate myself. I'm going to be a bumbling mess, but I got used to it after a while, and I think that same thing will be the case for switching over to YouTube. It's just we will have to be more conscious of our facial expressions because sometimes that's really awkward facial expressions.
But I mean, that's part of life, and that's part of people getting to know us on a personal level. And I do believe, and I feel that that's personal level. So, well, we do have several callers on the line. Shall we get to the callers?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, here we go. Hi, caller,
Hello.
you're on the air. Hi.
Oh, thank you so much. My name is Samantha. How are you doing, ladies?
Good, Samantha.
We're great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I can always do better.
What can we do for you?
Well, yes, I would really love you ladies' insight on what you see coming for me in this new year as far as relationships are concerned. More so romantic relationships. I'm not involved with anyone. And I would like to be. I just want to know what you ladies see as far as that.
Well, when you started talking and you said before you even said anything about a relationship or a romantic relationship, what I was feeling is that my legs were dancing. It's like, not necessarily doing the jig, but was getting up there and starting to dance. And for me, that means that life is going to be much happier for you. And I don't know if you like to dance or not, but maybe that's an area or arena that you might come in contact with someone else that can become a romantic, partner for you.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there's a lot of movement there. Yeah, there's a lot of movement there. I mean, because I'm feeling it from my knees down, and it's like, okay, what are we doing here? And they're like moving, and Maybe it is part of the shuffle. You have to shuffle some things around before, that right person can come in and be that romantic individual that you want. So that's another aspect too. But it felt very jovially, or however you want to say that. So that's what it felt like to me. What about you, Donnie?
Now, regarding attracting a person at this year, like when you were speaking of this year, when you said that, I felt something tugging at you from the last year. I felt like 2015 was a bit of a discouraging year for you in several different ways. And I just want to make sure that you are entering 2016 with a hopeful view. And by asking this question, I do feel like that you are trying to view 2016 as being a more hopeful time for you. So I feel like if you keep doing that and if you keep focusing on that positive outlook, then you will attract someone into your life. Definitely.
That sounds really good. I mean, I have been definitely trying to. I mean, I know I do have a tendency to think negatively of things and situations, but I have consciously been saying, you know what, be grateful for what you have, but also be out there looking for more and better. And I believe I've been doing that thus far.
The other thing, too, is there's some things that you're still hanging on to, and I think that's what Donnie was alluding to, is hanging on to from past, not necessarily just past year, but past relationships. And just remember that even though you have someone that might come into your life and they may resemble some of the things from another individual, they are not that individual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So letting go of the past years, the past hurts, and opening your heart a little bit more. I really do think if you could do that, and I know you will, but the quicker you do that and sincerely do that, you could see someone coming into your life around June timeframe. June, July timeframe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm feeling that too. June, July, around that area. Definitely.
Okay.
So it's like getting rid of that other stuff, letting that other stuff go. It's like really releasing it, saying, okay, I am releasing this, or I have released this type of deal. Make it a mantra or something like that, and then just going forward. I'm telling you what, you're going to be amazed. And talk about a connection between the two of you once you do that and that person comes into your life, because they still have to work on some of those things as well. And it won't take that long, because once you switch the gear a little bit, or the key a little bit, and then you're going to go straight into it. It's like, it's going to be awesome. And I feel this lovely, how the romantic dancing where you're in a ballroom dance dress and they're in like their say black tie and stuff like that, and you guys embrace. That's the kind of slow dance, eloquent feeling it feels like once you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. That really sounds lovely.
Yeah, so it can be really good.
Wow, thank you. You ladies have given me a lot to think about and a lot to hope for and pray for.
Good.
Well, we thank you for calling in. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for taking my call, and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, and Happy New Year.
Oh,
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Bye-bye, ladies.
Thank you. Bye now. Okay, let's go to the next caller.
Got my lady powers going on tonight.
Yes, you do. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
What?
Hello.
Hello.
You're on the air. Hi.
Hey, it's Beth and Mary.
From Sacred.
Hi.
Hey, we just wanted to say congratulations and
we wish you guys well in your new adventure.
Oh,
Thank you.
We really appreciate it.
that's all we really wanted to say. We just wanted to say you go, girl and guy.
Yeah. And we hope you'll join us Tuesday night.
Yeah. Yeah, stop by on Sacred Journeys Tuesday once in a while and say hi.
Well, especially this Tuesday.
Yeah. We'll have to do that.
Definitely.
Okay, we are having a contest, and people can meet win a reading, so a full reading. So
Nice.
but we wanted to say congratulations and let us know how it goes.
Okay, thanks. Hey, question. Have you guys ever done YouTube before?
No. I'm scared of it, too. We'll let you guys be the pioneers.
You betcha. I was going to say, once we get this all honed and everything else, we're going to come on, guys, let's try this, So it's a great way to get the stuff out there. At least I hope so anyways.
I have a good
I think
feeling
we lost
about
them.
it.
I do too. That's awesome. Okay. So let's go to the next caller. Hello, caller. Are you on the air?
Hi. Thank you for taking my call.
You are most welcome.
What can we do for you?
I am wondering, for somebody that I'm wondering if you see anything regarding him. His name is Ted, regarding a relationship.
When I say his name, first, what's your name again?
My name is Penny.
Penny, okay. I was going to say, because first when I called his name out, he did not turn around on me. What I mean by that is when I call someone's name out, their back is to me. And normally, after I call their name, they'll turn around for me. And he didn't do that right away. Now that I've called his name a couple times, he kind of reluctantly turned. So for me, there's a lot of work there, a lot of work to be done to make it a relationship, and hopefully it will happen for you. Do you really want it though?
I do. I know he's got a lot going on. He's a good person, and I just feel that at this point in my life, he's the one that I've seen that has the most of what I'm looking for. Okay. But I would understand where he wouldn't turn around because there's a lot going on for him.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me too. So go ahead, Donny.
It's interesting that you mentioned that he has. It's interesting that you mentioned that he has a lot going on, because I feel like he has had so much going on that he is not noticing things that are right in front of him. You being one of the individuals being right in front of him. And for you, you are the type of person who always has a sense of awareness, especially regarding the people around you and how they're feeling. And my concern is, while this person does seem right for you, also take into consideration whether or not he is right for you when it comes to that emotional side of things as well. Because you're going to need someone who puts forth that same effort when it comes to that emotional awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I feel like he's the type of person, when he gets caught up in a lot of things, that he starts letting those different perceptions kind of fall off,
Okay. Do you see me finding somebody that's ready to give what I'm looking for?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I mean, there is no doubt there. It depends on where your heart lies, though.
Right. Here is an interesting thing that I want you to consider as well. There are a lot of men out there who want to have that emotional perception, but because of our society's perception on men being unfeeling and things like that, they're often discouraged from being expressive like that. So it's possible for you to also cultivate that connection with this individual in question. They simply just have to look to you as an example to build from when it comes to expressing themselves, okay? So I would tell you to just continue being who you are, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
People will gravitate for that. People will see that, and then they will be like, I can express myself in that way too. I can be open in that manner also. So I think you should keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to attract either this person that's going to come around that you're referring to, or you're going to attract other people who see that in you.
Okay. So just do my thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely. Don't settle. Don't settle. That's the thing, is sometimes we make the biggest mistake by settling. don't settle, because there's someone that's much more compatible with your energies and everything else that is not necessarily waiting, but they are waiting because they got to go through some things too. So not long, though. You won't have to wait too long. But you got to decide what you want to do with this gentleman here.
Okay. All right. Do you see a time frame on that at all, or no? Or am I going too into this?
You're going a little bit too fast.
Okay.
Because you really got to make up your mind, and this has got to be a permanent thing. It's not, you can stay friends and everything else. That's not what I mean. But it's where your focus is at. If your focus is going to go back to him, that's going to negate a little bit of going forward. So you want to make sure that, all right, I'm cutting the ties here. We're still, remain friends type of deal, but I'm going to move on. And once you decide that, with a wholeheartedness and open-heartedness as well, it won't be long. It won't be long. Once you did it, maybe a couple months or so after that.
Yeah, never stop your momentum for a man, okay? Keep building onto that momentum, and then they will follow suit with you, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that makes sense. It makes sense in my brain, but I don't know if I articulated it in a sensible way.
It did. It makes sense.
Okay, good. Yay.
Thank you both.
Yay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome.
Happy
welcome.
New Year. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's go to who is next here. Okay. Welcome back. We got cut off, didn't we?
Oh, I lost you. Actually, I hung up. Gary told me to take it off a speaker, and I hit the wrong button.
Oh, no, I've done that before.
And you asked if we've ever been on YouTube.
Can you imagine? It would be tragic. So I enjoyed Donny, seeing him on there, so I'm looking forward to seeing your beautiful face on there as well.
Well, thank you.
So
Yay.
I think it's going to be fun and great. I can't wait to try it out.
Yeah.
What we would like
I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, what we would like to do is, like I said, cross-promote and then have maybe some of you guys, we'd like to have some of you guys over and do some things with that, especially with your specialty and everything else. That would be awesome. And then vice versa. So, doing the cross-promote.
Right. So did I miss what you said? Are you on a certain day or times?
We have not.
Oh, go ahead, Brenda.
No, I was going to say, we haven't really honed, but we have honed a little bit, if you understand what I mean there, is doing it on a Sunday night as well. Right, Donnie?
Yes. Our goal is to do our first video show on the 17th. And I'm thinking we're probably going to keep it at the same time. I feel like out of convenience, we probably will.
Right.
Unless we change. And it's entirely possible you may change, but who knows? We just go with the flow usually.
And your platform will be pretty much the same, about following your heart?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only difference is that our shows will be probably around 30 minutes in length at first, but we may decide to change that at any point. The reason why we're going to be doing that is because since YouTube is a different platform, when it comes to videos, people usually expect more conciseness,
Right.
But I'm thinking that we will be fine with whichever we choose to do. If it's shorter or longer, it doesn't matter. But we are definitely planning on using the exact same theme. The show is essentially going to have the same concept. It's just going to be mostly on a different platform. So, woohoo!
Okay, I have a tech question. If you guys are in two separate places, is it like a split screen then?
How it works is you have to have Google Plus for it to work. And what we do is on YouTube there is this option that allows us to do live streams, or it's also called live events, and we schedule one of those. And we use Google Hangouts, which is associated with Google Plus, which connects us to each other, essentially. It's kind of like Skype, but on YouTube. And there is no split screen thing, but what happens is whenever one of us speaks, our face appears. So it's automatically attuned to our microphones.
Right.
Oh, neat. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
trying
it's
to
gonna be very
experiment
different.
with it yesterday.
Well, I'm marking it on my calendar right now to tune in and see how it goes. We're excited for you.
Yes, we are.
Yay.
No, if
well,
you
we
guys-
really appreciate it.
Right. We do have a couple test videos already up there.
Oh, do you?
Want to check us out? I was kind of
And
monkeying
what do we
around
go
and
under?
playing
I don't
with.
even know how to log on. Just go to YouTube and put your guys' show name in.
Yeah, if you go to youtube.com and type in Universal Journeys in the search bar, you'll be able to find us.
Easy enough.
Well, since we do not have 100 subscribers yet on our YouTube, we can't have our own custom URL yet. I actually just researched that like 5 minutes ago because I was like, how am I going to give everyone this link?
So we should go on there and like it, right?
Yes, you definitely should. That's actually another reason why we chose to move to YouTube, because it gives us the ability to keep track of our listeners and our watchers. Mm-hmm. So there's a specific number that's pinned to who watches our content. So it's just easier in that aspect.
Great. Well, we'll get off of here so you can take other callers, but break a leg, guys.
We wish you guys well.
Thank
and like
you.
I say, we hope you'll join us this Tuesday with all the others from Mystical Awakenings Radio.
Yeah. Come on and give us some predictions with us, please.
Oh, we would love
that
to.
would be awesome. That would be
awesome.
awesome.
Just call in and we'll put you on the panel.
Okay. We love you guys and wish you the best.
Okay.
We love you too. Thank you for the encouragement.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you then. We'll see you on the YouTube. Bye-bye.
Yep,
See you there.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, my gosh, I love them. They're so sweet.
I know. It's awesome.
Yeah,
so,
for those of you who may just be tuning in, definitely check out their show, Sacred Journeys, on Tuesday nights here on Mystical Awakenings. They do readings from time to time. They have guests on from time to time. It's a wonderful show. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, totally awesome. I mean, some great information and everything else. You will definitely learn things from them, no doubt about it. So check them out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so shall we go to the next caller?
Yes, we should.
All right.
All right.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Well, hi, Brenda.
Hey.
This is Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I saw your thing on Facebook, and it was like, oh, gee, I actually have time. I'm actually home. I'm actually available. Let's go see.
Wow.
So I thought I'd call in and say hi.
Hi.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Yeah, so what are you doing nowadays?
I'm in the process of, I'll put it this way, my granddaughter asked me what my resolutions were this year. And I said, revolution? You mean revolution? And she said, no, resolutions. And I said, I'm going for a revolution. And she goes, well, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to move out, and let's go on with life. So that's what I'm in the process of. I'm saying goodbye to 20, 30 years of caregiving, and I don't know what I'm walking into. I have been staying at my daughter's house for like the last year plus, and it's just time to move on and get into my own space. And spiritually, I am aligned with a tremendous master teacher right now, so I'm working with her. And so that's
the name
that's
of Sue?
Pretty much. I know Sue's. I have two Sues that are integral in my life.
Okay. So cool.
Okay.
That's
her name is actually Rishi Dara. So I have I'm waiting for the damn door to get blown apart so I can walk through. So I don't think it's about waiting for the door to open. I think it's just it's going to be blasted open and just be there. So that's That's the long and the short. So everything has happened. On a physical level, everything has stayed the same. On a spiritual level, everything has been breaking open for, I don't know, the last 6 months. Really nice. So no complaints on the spiritual level. It's just I went to the physical level to catch up now. Just do the revolution.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, things definitely have been changing for me. I mean, the New Year's, I mean, the last 3 months of the old year, oh my gosh, it was crazy. A lot of movement,
the energy
a lot of
was
change.
crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like that's all cleared away, and the New Year is definitely bringing something great in. I can feel it already. So that's good.
There was a certain degree of stagnancy for the end of last year, and I think that's what had a lot of people feeling down. But this year, I'm definitely feeling a very high energy so far. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of that mixed energy because you have that energy of breaking free after last year being nothing but cutting cords and releasing and clearing up to wazoo. It was no longer the universe being nice and going, would you please just take care of your old stuff? This last year was, we're taking care of it for you. Whether you like it or not, this is now done. We're not going to listen to the same story anymore. And it was really divorcing so much of our lives, that wasn't working anymore, to translate it into something that will work and become. So you've got people clearing away that energy still, like new babes walking into the Wonderland and going, wow, what's there and what do we do with this? And then you've got some that are still peeling off the layers, and you've got the undertones of some fears coming in, because whenever we face a new whatever, no matter how glorious it is, there's that fear of, what does this really mean? Or what am I going to have to let go of or give up or face or deal with? What monsters are going to come out that I don't know about yet? So I kind of see that trepidatiousness coming through from last year into this year. But I also feel like as we walk into the year more, people are going to be feeling more like themselves, more like, oh, gee, I forgot what it felt like without all the stress on my shoulders. And, and I can actually handle life better now.
Exactly,
I see that too, so.
Yep. And I said I...
Go ahead, Brenda, dear.
Okay, thanks. Donnie and I were both at the Unity Tree on Saturday, and there was this gals in there, and I told her, I mean, this is the first time I even thought about this or even tuned in, is it feels like right the same way as you're talking about St. Avenue, is the first 6 months of the year, people are going to okay, they're getting rid of all this other stuff, and it keeps going and going and going. And then around June time frame is when all this new energy and everything else is coming. Even though they've already got it, the energy is there, is that they just have to purge the rest of it, and it's going to take about a half a year.
Right.
And then watch out because
It's like people in general, though. If you look at it, we always have the leaders who are marching way in front. We have that group of people that are really close behind the leader, and then we have the stragglers or the people in the middle who aren't quite sure what to do yet. Okay, we'll go along for the ride to a degree to make sure everybody else is going to live through this. So they want the front row seats, but they're in the middle of the pack, the wishy-washers. So we have all these different people walking into this next year, but we're also going to have some very challenging moments, I think, in this next year on a worldwide level, where we're going to have major natural things happen, whether it's earthquakes or tsunamis or tornadoes, something that's going to really cleanse the earth, but it's also going to make people wake up and realize that life is tenuous and they need to get their life in place. But it's also about opening up that heart chakra to bring in love and compassion for other people as well. So I kind of feel like it's that yin-yang. We're going to be dealing with that yin-yang aspect of life and being.
I can definitely see that because, like I said, from October to December, Oh, yeah, I went through some major life change and standing up for myself. That was the big thing. So that was kind of nice. Hard. It was really hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
Yeah. But it worked. It's there. I'm there. And, and I see that for everyone else that are going through this, too. That make it, do it, push through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's the why not story. It's almost like you've already lived through the hell, so why keep staying in hell? So why not break out, and why not try something different? We're at the why not try something different because it's just not satisfying anything or anybody anymore to stay in the old mode. It's like the last caller about relationships. When we go back to what's comfortable or what we already know, then we kind of deny ourselves that great opportunity to grab somebody who would be a better fit for us instead of settling for what we've had that kind of hit but doesn't really fit. And that's the challenge, is to let go of that old stuff that we know to grab onto the new, which we don't know, but which will provide better opportunities for growth and understanding and most of all, love. Loving ourselves, loving others, leaving that doorway, that pathway open that way.
Right. Oh, by the way, Deb said hello.
But tell her hi back.
Yeah.
I miss the hugs.
She also says that, do you have your volume up a little high or something? Or are you on the internet?
No, I have my volume up probably high, so let me turn it down.
Okay, yeah, because we're getting a little bit of feedback.
Oh, okay. That was good to know. How's that?
Yeah, I can actually hear, and I'm not getting the feedback, so that's cool.
Okay, I need it up just a hair so I can hear.
Okay, cool.
Let's see if we can't find it. How's that?
That sounds good. Can you hear us?
Okay. Yeah, faintly, but I can hear.
Okay. So you're going to end up staying out there in Arizona?
I don't know. I've had insights from readers who say that I'm leaving the state. To other readers who say I'm staying in the state. Who, quite frankly, my dear, I haven't been told crap. So
you will. You will.
Yeah, I figure. Life is always been that kind of interesting, where it's where am I going? I've been through the stage before, and where am I going? And I don't know anything. And then at some point, at some time, it doesn't materialize usually all at once. It's usually an aspect, but it's a stepping stone process. I don't know that it's going to be a stepping stone process this time as much, but no, I haven't been informed yet. Last year they gave me the fog, couldn't see through the fog.
Yeah,
I
hate that.
That the fog is starting to lift a little bit. Maybe I might get to see what's through the fog of life.
Yep, I so understand that. And I love it that you just wait and you follow, and then when you're told what you need to do, you do it. For me for always, it seems like I always doubted. It's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. No, just got to. So this year, I didn't make a New Year's resolution, which I normally do, but this year, definitely I am going to follow my guidance more than I ever have.
Well, I think that's tremendous right there. That's a revolution right there.
Yeah.
You're turning things around. You're turning things inside out. I think that's the hardest thing to do, though, Brenda, is to rely on our intuition at a point that we don't have all the answers.
Right. That is tough.
When they told me to move my butt out here to Arizona, and they gave me a year to do that, and it was like coming up, money came literally out of nowhere, to come in to do that, where I had been working 2.5 jobs and could barely pay basic bills. And the minute I put out an envelope and put an amount on it, and I put the blessing money that I received in it, the money started flowing in from all different places. That's what was crazy. And I didn't think that I came out here to sit and be. I came out here to do a lot of healing work. And I think it was putting me in a position to take care of some business, but also to do things that I wouldn't have been able to do in Michigan because it's Michigan. You know, it's the vibration here is different than Michigan. So it's like I actually got to see who I really was here. In Michigan, somebody would say, well, how good are you? And I'm like, well, you know, as good as the next person kind of thing, better than that person, but, you know, whatever. And out here, due to a lot of different variables, I started to realize that I wasn't at a same old level, that my level had changed. And therefore, how I looked at myself and perceived myself had to also shift so that I could bring in that awareness of who I truly was and not, you know, discounting who I was. And that was huge, but that came from the listening. So listening to our guidance is the toughest thing. There's no guarantee that, you know, you're going to be the happiest camper on the face of God's green earth because you followed it. It means you're following it, and you have choices to make along the way as to what becomes of it, how you perceive it, what you're going to do with it, and how the other good stuff. But I would say that overall, that you'll find life happier and I think healthier because you listen to your guidance. That it leads me right where I need to be. It's not that I've never shed a tear, not that I don't ever get frustrated or not worried or not concerned. It's that I'm always continually challenged to let go of everything that is in my way that strikes me as fear or a block or an obstacle. And I'm always challenged to, what am I going to do? Am I going to use my faith or am I going to use my fear?
Yep, you know, and that thing right there, what you said, is a part of the following your heart. You know, following your guidance, following your heart. It is the epitome of it. Because you do that. It's like, oh, man, I want to be like that someday. You know, I want to be able to say, okay, I am truly going to go and follow everything that, or most everything, that I'm being guided to do. Because when I do, I'm in the flow. I'm there. I'm doing it. Doesn't mean it's always easy.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that there are times that, like, oh, my God, I really did that. That wasn't good. But then again, even though when we say that wasn't good, there was a lesson behind it that we had to learn. So that's.
Usually that's a step to help you on the next step.
Yep.
You know, usually it's a transitional step that you're talking about right there. And usually, before anybody will step out onto a step, and I've gotten away from leaps. I tell people, don't worry about a damn leap. Take a pinky toe step.
Yep.
Okay, if you take a pinky toe step, number one, you're always safe and you're always secure. Number two, that pinky toe step adds up to a lot of feet eventually. And if that's what you need to do to feel safe, then do that because you'll feel safe and you'll still make that same path. It might take a little bit longer, but you got time until you're feeling sure to take the step, the full step or the full leap. But there's nobody, and there's nothing that usually that says you have to jump now. Usually we have many learning curve steps where we get on and we go, oh, man, I just blew that out of heck. And then we'll have another opportunity come around in another way, and it's like, okay, the last time I did this, then it becomes a lesson. This is what I'm going to do differently. I'm going to try it this way. It's kind of like we do this when we meet new people. We figure out really quick, what side should I give them? Should I be funny? Should I be serious? Should I be intellectual? Should I just... And we never think about the most obvious. Just be ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we're always trying to fit somebody else's perceptions.
Well, see, and that's the thing right there is sometimes we don't even know how to become ourselves or be ourselves because we've become what other people want us to be and we've lost ourselves. So, you know, that in itself is a challenge to go back and say, hey, who am I really? You know, I've had to do that a couple times now.
You know, I think that we do that at different stages in our life. I remember when the internet first became the big thing, right? And my kids had just left home except for one kid. And the big question was, who am I now? What do I even like? And I remember looking at pictures on this photo bucket or whatever way back then and going, okay, I like pictures of seals and whales and birds and flowers and sunset. Okay, I actually had to redefine myself that way to start to say, this is who I am now. This is like what I used to like, but I like more things now in different ways. Yep. And so it was a kind of like a reintroduction to who have I become. And I did that when I came here to Arizona. It was like all of a sudden I had to redefine, who am I now? Who am I as a spiritual being? Who am I as a mom? Who am I as a grandma? Who am I as a worker? Who am I in every aspect? And then how has that changed from where I was? And then now how do I want to change that to who I want to become? And I want to be that fully authentic person who's just doing what I love to do without having to beat the bands all the time. I remember working out of a store, you know, doing reads, and I remember maybe a couple of weeks after I got there, maybe it was a couple of months, whatever it was, and I remember going outside of the store to have a smoke, and it was just like, damn, I just really love who I've become here. I can be here. And it was just like, you know, that old commercial where you click your heels up in the air. That was my moment, you know, where I had that heel click. I'm authentic, I'm real, and I'm accepted for who I am. And I don't have to restrain myself, confine myself, or redefine myself. I'm fine just the way I am. And that's what I want more of in my life.
That's good. You know, the other thing, too, is there are times when, a lot of times, people don't know who their authentic self is. And that in itself is a journey as well. There are
Absolutely, but
yeah,
it doesn't make it impossible. It makes
correct
getting out by yourself, getting away from all the voices in your head, of all the shifts, of all the people who are expecting things, and what you become to everybody else, and say, what do I need for me? That's when you find authentic. When you can do a sigh of relief, you've come back home to you. Whether it's lighting an incense, or you got some flowers just because they brighten you up, or it's an oil maybe that you use, or you finally got to have that bath and that glass of wine and the candlelight. You know, maybe it's just that book or that movie that touches your heart and soul. Those are all clues to who we are authentically. And we can start that little and build it up from there. It doesn't have, we go into this lifetime going, who am I? And we look up to the heavens and we think it's going to drop down and somebody's going to crack an egg and say, and this is who you are. And the reality is it really is that soft unfolding of recognizing when we allow ourselves to breathe, when we hug a tree, when we go ground in nature, when we take a walk, when we're looking at the birds, that all those things are aligning us with our true self. When we meet somebody else that we can connect with and it feels like we've known them for life, and we realize that we don't have to be anybody else, that's connecting to our authentic side, our authentic self. That's what's so integrally important, is to hold fast to who we are, not what everybody expects us to be. Because if we are who we are, that one person can affect change for hundreds of people. Because as we give ourselves permission to be our beautiful, wonderful, authentic selves, and we give ourselves love, we give each person that we connect with that same permission to be authentic in themselves. And instead of having hatred, we now have beauty and kindness and warmth and love and compassion and grace. Oh, my God, we can change the world on just being ourselves, one person at a time.
Very true. Very true.
I didn't really come on to your show to do all this, by the way. I was just calling to say hi. But I'm having fun, Brenda.
What you said has been very amazing. Definitely important to hear.
Well, yeah, because it goes back to what we're doing is we're following our heart, and that's what this whole show, and also what Universal Journeys is about, is following your heart. And these are all aspects of how you can follow your heart. So, this is not a happenstance or a coincidence or anything like that. This was meant for you to come on and talk about this stuff.
Oh, okay. So I'm still in the flow is what you're saying.
You're still in the flow, dear.
All right. Well, it goes with my trip yesterday.
Mhm.
So that's good.
Yeah. Deb says that she wants you to come on to the Mystical Awakenings show or radio too. So you and Deb need to connect with one another.
Well, tell her to send me a link on Facebook or something.
Okay. And she heard you, by the way,
because
she's listening.
Pardon?
Yeah, she's listening, so she heard you.
Okay. Not a problem.
Okay, so
yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Sharon, it's been a while since you and I have talked. We normally talk about, normally when we talk, we have like serious shit going on there. Oops, sorry about that, but
that's just being real. You don't apologize for stuff being really real.
Right. And the thing is that's when we normally talk. But since the last time I talked to you, oh my gosh, you are glowing. Your energy is glowing. You have made a transition. I mean, it's like, wow. It is awesome. Yeah. Arizona and whatever you're doing out there has definitely been good to you or for you.
I agree. Like I said, the woman I'm working with is a Rishi. Her name's Rishi Deborah, and she is a female master, and she's just been incredible. I had a epiphany like a month ago where I was in the midst of a divine vision training that she does, and it was connecting with our higher selves, and it was like, how I always do the squishy, Brenda, my shoulders comes up to my ears because of all the energy coming in.
Yep.
And the head cocking and stuff. And instead it was like I broke the ceiling and my energy went into another level. And it was like, wow, now my energy had a place for it to go. And so I still get the energy waves at points, and it's like spiritually saying this is very strong, this is very important. And so that's how it's interpreted now versus how it was. So I call them spiritual Tourette's now. So everybody goes, oh, that's just being a Sharon. Yeah, unfortunately, fortunately, is my moniker at the moment. I don't know if it continues to be, but that definitely was a big transitional point, and it was huge. It was huge. So thank you. That's just great validation for the work.
You're most welcome, and I knew I had to tell you that. So that's, you could tell that you've been working on yourself, and so that's totally awesome. I love it. I really do.
Well, thank you. So I like the format of the show. I love the fact that you guys are having fun on the show. That's always so important.
Fun is definitely a key. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. So, and then I don't know if you heard, Sharon, but we are going to a different platform. We're going over to YouTube. So
yeah, I did catch that.
Okay, so that will be an interesting transformation for me to get in front of everybody. So,
that but it's also it's all the gestures. It's everything that makes the story complete then too, Brenda.
Yes,
because
I do.
It takes away the elusiveness of just hearing you to putting it all together in one second there.
Yep.
So with that said, we're going to have to close because I only set it for an hour, thinking that we didn't need 2 hours. But with that said, I definitely have to thank everybody I have to thank Deb for allowing us to come on to the Mystical Awakenings Radio and being here for as long as we have and doing these shows and promoting, the network. We will continue to promote this network on the YouTube channel. So thank you very much, everyone. And don't forget, follow your heart, for only you know which path is right for you. And Happy New Year. Blessings to all of you. Namaste.
Happy New Year.